showtime. You know, go time. Welcome to Conscious by Nature, where we talk about it because we live it and we understand it because we've been there before. Money Mac, the pretty voice champ. You know the homie, the scholar, D. Lamar.
Space.
We got a special guest in today in place of our brother, the genius,
Yes.
Tyson Porter, Area 51, handling family business. But in his steadfast right now, we have property investor and owner of bankable properties, Renee Banks.
Hi.
Welcome to the show, Miss
Thanks
Banks.
for having me, gentlemen.
Welcome.
I'm excited.
So, microphone is yours. Tell us about yourself, where you from, what you do, a little bit of background, everything.
Okay, I am Renee Banks, and I hail from Cincinnati, Ohio. Okay, nasty natty in the building. I'm a real estate investor. I own property in Cincinnati, and I also own a property management company. And I do both the property management and the flooring. So I actually do the construction and everything. So I get down with the boys.
Okay.
I got my own tool shed, got my big tools.
Okay.
Yeah, that's who I am. Community advocate, social justice advocate.
Okay.
Hey, speaking our language.
You know what I mean? I'm out here.
I got a couple questions for you then.
Let's talk.
So, what exactly is bankable properties? Can you explain that to us?
Yes. So I'm gonna actually take y'all all the way back. Can I take y'all back?
Good.
Tell me a story.
So I don't know, and I told you I was a social justice advocate, so it's gonna start with injustice.
Okay.
I'm not sure if y'all familiar with the story of Timothy Thomas.
Go ahead, preach.
Young man, I want to say in his teens was brutally murdered. If you can imagine the scene of Queen Latifah in Set It Off.
Okay.
Was brutally murdered by the police in Cincinnati, Ohio, in an alley. Young man was unarmed. We know that headline, right? Mm-hmm. So following that shooting, well, we witnessed for George Floyd those riots, the just civil unrest.
Yes.
Was experienced in Cincinnati on a very small level, but as a result, there was a lot of blight in the OTR area, over the Rhine area. So this community basically was torn down, like putting up boards, wasn't it? Buildings
what time
burned.
Period was this?
This was in the 90s. It was my 11th birthday.
Okay.
And it was I want to say it was April 9th because my birthday is April 11th. And the whole city went on curfew and they shut down the skating rink and I couldn't go. So I remember it very vividly. And I couldn't have predicted the impact that his death would have had on my life. But because of the blight that I saw and seeing that young man, his family didn't receive justice. The police officers walked away. And honestly, after, they boarded up a couple of these buildings, and a lot of Black-owned businesses went out of business. It was it. It was back to business as usual. And so going to school at the School for Creative and Performing Arts downtown, I had to go past these jacked up buildings. Over time, you leave something unkept and unmaintained. What happens? It becomes a
eyesore.
It's an eyesore, but it's also a cinder spot for crime.
Of course.
So you're talking about molestations and rapes had a place, had a home now. Drug dealers had a new home. Addicts had a new home. And I was like, you know what, Mommy? I'm going to buy those buildings. I'm going to make my city pretty. I became a lifeguard in the area, advocating for youth in the area. I was a part of a nonprofit, and I always wanted to save somebody next to these buildings, right? Because it wasn't just a building, it was the people, and it meant something to me so young, like, y'all my brothers.
Yeah.
My brother died, right, at the hands of police, and so it was just, that passion just continued to build, and then I got to college and, started to understand finances a little better, and I purchased my first property.
Okay, how old were you when you purchased that?
Lady never tells her age.
Well, you were a young
No,
lady.
but I was, I think I want to say I was 26.
Okay.
Was my first 4 unit. And
4 units.
yes,
How
4
about
units.
that?
So here's the wisdom,
Wisdom.
because we're going to be dropping jewels,
All that.
especially when it comes to just living in this particular world. We live in Monopoly, y'all. So if you can get an FHA loan, right, which is a first-time home buyer, you know, you pay a lower percentage interest rate, and you put lower down on the down payment. Typically is 3.5 or lower. Even if you're a couple, you can use that particular loan for up to 4 units. I'm going to say that again. The FHA loan does not have to be for a single family home purchase.
Okay.
You can buy a duplex, you can buy a triplex, or you can do what I did and buy a fourplex. So I bought a quad. Live in one, owner occupant is what I was, and basically live in one unit. And guess who's paying my water bill, my gas and electric,
Right,
and my mortgage? All the renters, the tenants were paying that. And from there, I leveraged equity and purchased my next properties. And now it's all about buying properties with blight, that have blight in the community, partnering with other investors, and not just, you know, selling the block, but more so finding people to invest in the block.
Very nice.
And
what we talked about. Building our own
Yes.
community
this
back
is
up.
mine.
Yes.
You feel
That
me?
was episode 2.
Man.
And there's so
That's
many
great.
ways to skin a cat. But that's what bankable properties is. And then, you know, obviously having tenants comes the management piece, the people part, which
That's
is
the tough
probably
part.
the most difficult.
Yeah.
It was difficult, you know, if I jump back to when the pandemic started, I had tenants not paying rent, and transparently, I had lost my job due to a car accident.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was unable to perform my duty, so I had lost my job. So this was my income, and my full-time income was the real estate. And so if somebody don't pay their rent, that means I don't eat. So it was messed up when the pandemic started and people was doing those memes. It was like,
Squatting.
look. And they was like, oh, we ain't got to pay our rent. I had to tell my friends, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah.
Remember, I'm an owner too. We own stuff too.
No doubt.
So we gotta, you know, handle ourselves a little bit better. But yeah, so when you got your back against the wall and the tenant leaves, you had to figure out how to keep your income going. I had a 2-bedroom apartment, 2 bed, 1 bath. I want to say about 780 square feet.
Okay.
And my tenant, the crazy, so sad. I closed on my property on a Monday. I went to the property on a Friday to raise rents and tell everybody, hey, I'm the new owner. And he had died that morning. I was like, this is just
That's awful.
difficult.
Yeah.
But luckily his wife decided.
Can I ask you something?
Ask me.
Did you find him?
Did I find him? What do you mean?
The man? Did you find him?
He passed away in the building.
Yeah, did you find him?
No, his wife did.
Oh, okay, that's what I'm saying. Did you find him?
Absolutely not.
Did you put the key in the door and say, "Oh man"?
Oh my goodness, y'all!
I went to raise the rent on the man and just.
Hey, maybe that's what.
Look, you killed him like right now. It wasn't me, I promise. No, it was like mass cars outside. He was a well respected. He actually had lived in that building for 33 years.
Wait a minute. The day you showed up, he was just people was outside.
Deceased.
You had to get out of there.
It was crazy. But he was a community advocate, and a lot of people knew who he was. So it was kind of, you know, it was an honor to see so many people there. But it was tough, and that was like the
Needless
beginning.
to say, you didn't raise their rent, right?
Yes, I did. This is a business.
You know, the dude with the bad heart gone.
Yeah, I guess so. Problem solved.
I actually had a lot of learning experiences with that situation. But once his wife decided to leave during the pandemic, I had an empty apartment, which meant I had no income, so I had to figure it out. I used the rest of the rents to start renovating that apartment, which comes a second piece of bankable properties. I got on my hands and knees. I tore up carpet. I washed 50-year-old walls with smoke and all kind of stuff on it. I reached out to my community. I had a demo party because we were all in the house. I was like, put your mask on and come over here, help me tear up a carpet or knock down cabinets. I mean, I had, and this is where I call everyone, like, we all become investors when we pour into each other. Just everybody, learning homeowner skills.
Yeah.
Like, I can tear this carpet up, lay
Right.
vinyl flooring, re-put the molding on, or the floor molding. Like, I know how to caulk it so it look nice, paint. I mean, all of those learning experiences came with, like, my back up against the wall, right?
That's what it's supposed to.
That's what they say. They say, it takes a hardened situation for you to grow within yourself. Brother Eric Thomas said, if you want to succeed as much as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. So you were at a situation where you had nothing else. You had to thrive. And you can't ask somebody to come and renovate this home for you. You don't have the money for that. I got to do it myself because I want us to succeed and I want to be successful. And you did that.
And plus, I got to eat.
Gotta eat.
Got to eat.
Stomach growling.
You hear me? Look, these bills still got to get paid.
Straight up.
For sure.
But it was, I think, the most powerful part about those humble beginnings is that I was reaching out to, I feel like men, especially black men, y'all have so much on y'all shoulders. But when y'all show up, it be so powerful, and it's a lasting impact. I had, like you said, I couldn't pay people, but can you teach me?
That's it.
I got 5 minutes. This is how you change the electrical outlet, Renee.
Right.
You pull that part off, you do this, you put this wire, and if you touch them together, you're going to get shocked, and that's your business. But you know what I mean? And I would call up some of the men. I'm like, can you just talk me through it? Sending me a YouTube clip and be like, no, you can go to YouTube University. And if you got questions, and I found myself running to different black men in Home Depot and Lowe's who took the time to say, all right, first of all, we ain't used to no woman being in here looking like this.
But you know what? How much more powerful is that knowledge? Because now you have it.
And I've started a business. Yeah. I've been contracted to do kitchen floors, bathroom floors.
That's awesome.
How much you charge for that?
A lot of money.
Tell them to bring me my money. Yeah.
Depends on the project.
She says she knows what she worth.
Depends on. I definitely know what I'm worth. Right. I'll tell you this. And I think it's a lost art. I feel like more of us need to get into home renovations. It really is. When you think about the stuff you learned in school, it takes you back to, like, learning how to use a measuring tape, learning that type of math. We learn in 5th, 6th grade, and most of us don't use on a day-to-day basis in our jobs, right? But in construction, you use it all the dang on time.
Man, the crazy thing is, that's funny. I used to work in a warehouse, and like a tape measure was the only thing. Was my I needed that everyday measurement. You know what I mean? Measuring everything to the precise. It can only be within the 1/4 of an inch. And if it's over a 1/4 of an inch, I got to send that back.
Right.
So, like, measurement is super, super important. Like we say, certain things we ain't going to use, like algebra. You ain't going to never use algebra, dog. Don't even worry about that. But
calculus.
Trig, you don't need none of that.
1, 2, and 3 of calc. What?
But,
there are no invisible numbers in renovations.
None.
Like, what?
But let's get conscious for a hot second. D. Lamar, what's our first topic for today?
Well, let's just break it down. This is our Mother's Day show.
Hey,
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, Queen.
So show love to your mothers. Happy Mother's Day to my mother, my mother-in-law, and my beautiful wife, baby doll. Shameless. You know what it is.
Shameless.
Okay.
But Ahmaud Arbery. Brother Ahmaud Arbery, we know, was murdered by 3 men jogging in Georgia. I believe that was sometime early last year. The 3 gentlemen involved in his murder they were arrested and they have been jailed, and their trial is forthcoming. So the reason why we're bringing him back up is because of the trial and because of some information that I read just recently from the defender, the attorney for these gentlemen. We need justice for Brother Ahmaud Arbery. Jogging down the street, you get 2 pickup trucks following you, blocking your every turn as you jog. Gentlemen are armed. The only reason we have video proof of it is because the one gentleman who was blocking them from the back was recording the whole incident.
The audacity.
Yes. So he's trying to get by. They block him again from the front if you haven't seen it. And a gentleman jumps out with a shotgun. Brother Ahmaud Arbery grabs the shotgun, and then the man shoots him. The defense for these men says that they have probable cause for taking action against Mr. Arbery, saying that in the state of Georgia, they have the ability to use citizen's arrest.
What are they arresting him for? What crime is he committing? What are we
Exactly.
talking about? He's
So,
jogging. Is that a crime?
exactly.
Is that a crime?
So
In a white neighborhood in
they
Georgia, it must be, right?
Come on now. I mean, they say as before that he was. They thought that he was someone who was breaking into homes.
Was he in the act of breaking into a home just
They
now?
said that they were able to shoot him because they were protecting themselves. An unarmed man jogging in the middle of the day. You have 2 pickup trucks and all 3 of you armed to the teeth. And their cause for taking action to take this man's life is because they saying that he attacked them. It just made me so angry. And it's we say all the time on the show, it's hard not to get upset.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like when you hear the reasoning that they have, it just takes it to a whole nother level for me. So we need justice for Brother Ahmaud Arbery. We need to put these men under the jail. So, you guys got any other thoughts on that? Trial coming up.
I'm prayerful that, and I believe the indictment is going to turn into a conviction. I think that we have to start to put our hope and our faith and our energy just in the right place. It took. And I know we already got the conviction for George Floyd.
Yeah.
But when I get into that particular conversation, I talk to people about the fact that race was taken out of that case. Y'all didn't notice? They didn't talk about any type of prejudice or is it Chauvin? Did I say it right?
Derek Chauvin.
Derek Chauvin.
Yeah.
They didn't talk about any of those prejudgments, or they didn't bring up any times where he may have mishandled a black, person or a person of color versus a person of how he dealt with. They never said that. The prosecutor got that charge because he took race out of the conversation. There wasn't a race.
Race wasn't.
It wasn't at all. We all scream Black Lives Matter, but what they did was they made George Floyd a human.
Right.
So I just hope that I don't want that to continue where we forget that, no, we here because there was a black man. Right. Had it not been a black man, it had been anybody else, honestly.
They'd be alive.
They'd be alive.
They'd be alive.
Because I just want to make sure that stays in the conversation. But I think with Ahmaud, I think people saw a kid. I think I hope the prosecution is able to bring to reality like that. He was no threat. I know there was a video.
It definitely
of him,
is seen as a hate crime, and that's how it's been pushed.
It should be seen as a hate crime.
There
is no other way to describe it.
Right.
An unarmed black man jogging down the street. Right. You shoot him with a shot. You harass him.
Yeah. And a shotgun.
You scare him.
Not your 9 that you just carry in your waist. A shot. Like, they were hunting him.
They were hunting him. And the crazy thing is, you can hear them using racial slurs. Also, you can see, because he didn't just run one way. He ran back trying to get away.
Mm-hmm.
And they blocked the road from this man. He ran around that neighborhood like a couple of times trying to get away from them. Like, you literally are fighting for your life.
As we do.
Like, I can't
all
even
day.
imagine that. Like, you unarmed running. They got vehicles and they're armed and you can't get away. Like, yeah, he was definitely being hunted. And this is being pushed as a hate crime, as it should. Now, to buttress your point, when we talk about Brother Floyd, right? The fact that we did see some justice from Derek Chauvin being convicted, I think that is a catalyst to help Brother Arbery's case. Because now we have precedent.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't a police officer, the one gentleman...
Wasn't he an ex-police officer?
He exactly was. So now you got precedent.
That privilege. It's that white privilege to think you still got authority and you not wearing a badge, bro.
They didn't even arrest these men.
No.
They were interviewing, talking to them,
yes.
and they were and the guy was telling him exactly what happened, and the officer was just looking at him and didn't even arrest him. He said, "Yeah, we were just chasing him. Yeah, we were just doing it." Like, I'm looking at the film, like, are you kidding me right now?
Where
and you didn't go to jail?
Didn't even go to jail.
Nope,
went
they
home.
had to get indicted.
Went home.
Yep, they went home.
For days, months.
They've been home for months.
Man, and it's like, that is the part that gets me.
Mm-hmm. Always.
We don't have that privilege.
No, we won't.
And I want to make sure that this conversation absolutely stays balanced, because the same privilege that black men don't have, we don't get excused as black women. And that's, women and children typically get a pass, but not when you're black. Case in point.
Definitely.
I mean, baby girl, Miss Bryant, who just passed away here.
Yeah.
It's just, there's Sandra Bland. There's no justice. There's no uproar. Like, I mean, the names are long, but there's no privilege to being black. We are guilty until proven innocent and treated like dogs, even in our innocence. Yeah. Names still slandered. Like, there are people who will, oh my goodness, go to war for a white woman strung out on Percocets.
Man, that's a lot.
But want to put you out? What you want to possess weed? Excuse me? How dare you?
Well, when we get into that, and those are conversations that we've had for a long time about the legalization of marijuana. How many people do you know that might be in jail for that kind of charge?
Most of the people I know are in jail for drug trafficking,
or for using drugs, and we're seen as a criminal and not as someone who needed help. That's the difference to me when we talk about those things.
Well, now, everybody is hooked on the synthetic drugs that our government makes. So now it's like you got to have all these methadone clinics popping up because of the same situation we talked about last night, that they're not having enough white babies. So we got to try to save them because, like, when all the black people going to jail for smoking rocks and getting caught with all this shit, we just locking them up and getting them off the street. You know what I mean? But now that it's flipped around, they're not criminals no more. They're
patients.
Yeah.
They need us.
That's the war on drugs. The war on drugs.
Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa.
The war on drugs. We're talking about the 80s and early 90s.
Man, we're talking about Ronald Reagan.
You know what I'm talking about? That was locking you up. Now it's an epidemic. See how it's all about terminology and verbiage.
Yeah, because who's affected?
The war on drugs was
white women, white men. Yes. They're affected.
That's right.
You understand? There are so many corporate professionals who are functioning crack addicts. Let's call it what it is.
Well, we're not gonna say crack addicts. Opioid addicts.
Opioid addicts, which started as
that's a disrespect to a crack addict. They do work. They do work.
Hey man,
they do work.
Back in the day, crack addict painted my ex-girlfriend's grandfather's house for $20.
Nigga, what? Oh, the house?
The crib.
The whole house.
The whole house.
Well, listen
You could
here.
get. I mean, like you could get your whole. You could if you got 20 trees in the crib, you could get your leaves raked. I'm talking about stacks, 20 bags for $1 a bag.
$1 a
I'm
bag.
telling you. We're gonna move on from that. All right, man. So that was pretty good, man. I told you, man. Last night, if you seen the show last night, at the end, I told you we had a very conscious guest coming on this week, man. Miss Renee Banks, man. I did not lie to you, man. I told you. But we're gonna get into a little bit of relationship talk because 51 ain't here today, man. God bless you, man.
Yeah, respect to the black fathers, man.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
Can women and men be friends?
All of my friends are men. I don't have female friends. I don't. I'm incapable of that.
Why? What do you mean?
Well, because come on.
Because you have a wife.
Well, I have a wife, and I don't really have female friends because look. Okay, let's get rid of this myth right here. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this. Let's get rid of this right here. You're an attractive woman. There's some guy somewhere saying, "Yeah, we're friends." No, that's not true. He's your friend only because you have made it absolutely clear that nothing else is happening except this friendship we have. We remain your friends in hopes that one day there'll be a crack in the door, a chink in the armor. And trust and believe that guy that you think is just your buddy, he will slide in that crack the moment he gets the opportunity.
Because
we're
most
guys.
men think this way?
99.9% of us think that way. And you tell this to a woman and it just blows her back. No, I have male friends. You have male friends because they know it can be nothing else right now. I tell you what, all your male friends, just ask them in a friendly way. If I wanted to date you, would you be okay with that? And watch the fireworks. Watch.
Like, can you be friends with and how long can you be friends without crossing that line or wanting to cross that line?
Which line are we talking about?
Like in a friendship line, we're just friends. Like, but
right.
How long does that take until you cross that line, or do you cross that line ever? Can you just remain that friendship?
Yeah, can they be friends at all, for real?
Like, because truthfully, I've never really been friends with a woman before without actually pursuing her. So now I got friends because through my wife I got a hella friends and shit. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? They don't really constitute as my friends.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? I don't call them up like, fam, you want to get a drink? Like,
right.
Okay. So in that aspect,
if you single,
now you
not even you got to be single.
Now you got to be single.
Can you be friends?
So we're talking about platonic relationships.
Okay, let's see.
Can men or women be friends?
Let's go.
I gotta start off this conversation.
Let's do it.
Now you crickets. All that you was talking earlier. Now you crickets. Now
we need some of this.
It's estrogen.
Yeah.
See, ladies, I'm about to keep it super funky.
That's the only way to be on Conscious by Nature.
I think that the real answer is no. The real answer is no, because can I cuss? Am I allowed to say the P word?
Anything you can say.
Let's go.
Because of the power of the pussy. Okay. Now, I may engage and I may keep certain distances, but as a woman, I know if I crack that mug, I ain't even got to open it all the way. He coming through. I got an opportunity. And I mean, if he's truly, a friend, then and I haven't seen that yet. And I'm a non-traditional female in the sense that, like I said, I pull up floors. I'm around men. I'm in the gym.
Yeah.
I know what I look like. You feel me? And most women do. We not naive or gullible. But I'm a friend to everybody. Everybody's human friend with friend. We associated, but
I don't mean to cut you off, but something just came over me just now. You was like, women know what they look like, so why? in the world when you know you look like something, you act like you look like something?
What?
You know what I'm saying? Oh, maybe I should have just came on and said, when you look like nothing, why you act like you look like something?
Oh Lord, see now them.
See, like
The power, you just it's the power of femininity.
You just said it. You just said it. You know what you look like. So, like, are you lying to me or lying to yourself? I mean, how does that work?
Always lying to self.
Always
lying to
self. I don't
self.
think it really matters how you look. We're talking about men and women being friends.
You got the equipment.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Now, let's break it down. Okay,
well,
so
I had got off topic. I wasn't really talking about being friends, but go ahead. Like I feel like, because when she said when the way women they see themselves, we had a conversation earlier. Like, go ahead, we'll get into that.
Okay, back to friendship.
well, I mean, the only way, in my opinion, he can even be friends with you is if he realizes where the line is at. But like you said, if there's any opportunity at all, that man is gonna take that
And
opportunity
vice versa.
to smash.
And vice versa.
I think
'Cause
women
I ain't
can
gonna-
hold you there.
You know what?
Oh, for sure.
I believe it's really impossible, because in that platonic friendship, one of them is waiting for somebody to open the door.
Exactly.
No doubt.
They hanging out. You're not friends with this person over the years hanging out. They waiting for that opportunity, whenever it may be, for you to knock open that door, whether it be from the female side or whether it be from the male side. You know what I'm saying?
Because I hang with the boys, and I'm telling you, if I ever make the wrong move,
they going.
they pressing down. And you know, and a lot of guys, I have guy friends.
Right.
I played flag football in high school. Like, I have guy friends. I was in technical theater.
Oh, you thought you had guy friends?
No, they are acquaintances. They are not.
Do you hear me?
That make no friends right there. They waiting for opportunity.
Yeah.
Opportunists.
I mean, but
When it
you
not.
know, okay.
When it presents itself,
Straight up.
run up that check.
Like, I've been a friend for this long. I was in the zone for about 7 years.
Yep.
I remember when. Like, what? No. But a lot of women will say, yes, we can just be friends. We can hang out.
She the one
we
waiting
can
for the
go.
opportunity.
Nah, I love mama.
So
because I know I have, because some men friend zone women, and this guy friend zone me, and I thought I was cold, money.
I think that's more difficult for a woman to deal with.
Hey, I thought I was cold, money.
What happened?
Homie had his eye on like 3 of us, and I knew he did, but I spent the most time with him because I was in the gym, right? Yep. So I'm lifting with the boys now. Yep. I got a little weight on me.
Opportunist.
Hey, say less. I got the sets to match.
Yep.
I got the ones that bustle. So when I'm always in the gym on leg day. We don't skip leg day.
Okay, then.
Don't skip leg
day.
Especially
if the boys is there.
I got you.
Right? Again, but I'm the friend. You want a water bottle? I brought an extra water bottle for you. Hey, what? You chopping it up?
Yep.
All of that friend stuff.
Oh man.
So I thought I was gonna get in, y'all. My boyfriend gonna kill me.
Hey, we just telling stories.
This is
old
stories.
Old stories. You're right.
Don't worry about the old stories.
But I thought I was smooth.
Yeah.
So he had bumped past me in the gym, and it was a different type of bump past that day. Again, I thought it was opportunity, like graze my little butt.
Yep.
I was like, oh yeah, I think my tire is flat, and you know I can change my own tire, right? I was losing air.
Dirty.
I could have made it to the gas station by myself. But I mentioned it, and of course, my friend,
the setup,
same up,
is gonna help me, right? So he helps me to the gas station. I mean, he's like, you just need to change it. I said, oh, I had bought a new set of tires and only put on 2, but I had the other tire. I was like, you want to put the other one on? It's at my house. He put the spare on. He's like, yeah, that'll be quick. I was like, oh, you know what? I just pay somebody. It's whatever. friend zoned the heck out of me. Then come upstairs and get no water. I couldn't get him to come in my house if I wanted him to.
Damn!
She knew what was up.
But that little butt graze.
But let me ask you
I
something.
thought that
right
was
there.
my opportunity to
he
press
ever,
down on him.
Did he ever get with any of the three of y'all?
No, he actually ended up marrying a girl from a different college.
Okay.
But stay cool with all of us. But friend zone the heck out of me.
Okay.
I was the problem.
I just wonder about things like that when you single. You know, you just I don't know how other guys do things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Let me get some coffee, some juice, making a turkey sandwich. I'm coming up. You know
I'm coming up.
you know what I'm saying? I need all that.
Here I come.
Yeah, I've been in those situations too. I done had some opportunists on me when I was single. Like,
draw me a hot bath.
This man said, draw me a bath.
Man,
not even run the water. He
Draw
said,
me a
draw me a hot bath.
I had somebody
Appreciate
call
this.
me over saying, my TV not working.
Oh.
And I'm like, your TV not working?
We don't do electronics. Not
I'm
the
like,
girls.
all right.
We need help.
Come over there. I'm like,
what you mean it's not working?
I'm like, all you gotta do is screw
press the button.
I'm like,
Gotcha, bitch.
Got off.
My single days.
But I think, but you know what? I think you bring up a good point though about. I think the real platonic friendships happen when you're committed to somebody.
Yeah, for sure. That's the only.
And those be some of the dopest relationships.
Yeah, I agree.
I had the luxury of, for my dirty 30, we went to Phoenix and I planned out all these. I told y'all there's a little boy on the inside of me just going crazy, right? Tomboy. Yeah, we got a chance to ATV, like off-road, and it wasn't a guided tour or nothing, so we was just out. We went jet skiing and boating, all this little crazy athletic stuff, and my friend, my close friend, like one of my best friends, her boyfriend is just as adventurous as me. So that's my rollie.
Okay.
I'll be like, wanna go kayaking? He'd be like, let's do it. And then, it's always a couples trip, but like if I want something like active, I can always count on him.
That's what's up.
And that's the homie. And truly platonic relationship, right? There's never any lines crossed, but when I'm looking for like an adventurous or adrenaline rush, like,
call your homie.
that's the homie. I know if I invite him, he gonna bring my girl. Yeah. We gonna be cute. We gonna get our pictures in. But then I'm going to go sweat and, have fun. And, my guy's right beside me. Like, just look at my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
It's good that you got a strong enough relationship that doesn't impact that. Cause
not at all.
Some people can't take that kind of stuff.
What you mean?
Well, the jealousy can happen. Because she said that's her platonic friend, even though that's her homegirl there. And he'd be able to go and do stuff with you.
Well, I invite her. And I know he's going to say, yes, he's going to come. Because Bay is definitely coming.
Okay, yeah.
Because I can just go with Bay.
Yeah.
But if I want to hang out with my girl, she's not always like, we got to go kayaking. You know what I mean?
Right.
I guess I'll go. But we come with glittery swimsuits and the cute little
glittery
sandwiches. That's for her, man.
They not ready to kayak. What are they doing?
We're going to be a princess in the back of the canoe.
Ain't no onesies out here.
No, but even like you, I can work out at the gym with you. You know what I mean? Right. And it's not an issue. It's not they flirting. No, it's a friendship.
Right.
Like one of those, I can call her. And then, I don't think I've ever had a relation. Well, when you're committed to someone, out of respect for your human, your spouse, you always, make a contact.
Of course.
Through.
People got respect for their spouses and other significant others. We live in 2021. It's hard to find people with respect for their
I ain't gonna hold you.
others.
I'm happy I'm off the market because, baby, it's trash.
Real. Yep. It's trash out there.
Garbage juice. Dumpster juice.
Ooh.
Ugh. I mean, just even I seen somebody post on Facebook like, do y'all open the door for women anymore? So, the princess in me, I can lift. I can squat 225 and I can pick up 19 bags of groceries.
But I
bet you I won't. If there's a man present, I don't care if it's my brother.
Gonna let a man be a man. I got you.
But
you better be a man.
But check this
and
out.
then, you know, for instance though, like, yeah, you could do all that, but like when you walk up to that door, you better just stop. You better not
Every
touch that
single
motherfucking
time.
handle. I'll
Every
smack that
single
shit
time.
down.
But you know what? This is what this is where I was like, dang, like women are even like getting kind of beastly, because a lot of the men on there was like, absolutely, that's how I was raised. But I'm gonna tell you this, I gotta run to the door before her because she'd just walk right through. I'm like, so are the women? Is this independent woman thing
Too
still
much.
going on?
Too much. Stop at the door.
Please.
I'm walking by. Like, okay,
Be
so
like, won't stop. I can't. I
example
gotta
this
run
morning.
ahead. She just jump in the car. Like, I tried, but I'm not gonna break my neck if you're not gonna allow me
Well,
to.
that's the thing.
And it was like 50 or
That's the thing.
60 different comments
It's
under this
about-
one question,
It's
and it was
about
mostly men trying to figure out
wanting
like,
to be
how am I
allowed.
supposed to?
Wanting to be allowed.
Wanting to be allowed. You could say that if you're looking for a man, you say, I want these things in a man. Let him do those things for you. I mean, I'm lucky enough, like I said, with my wife, you know, like I don't ask her to serve me or to serve my company when we come over and say, hey, you want this? But I appreciate the fact that she does that, so I let her do that. You know what I mean? And then if her company come over, I might do the same thing. But you got to let that person want to dote on you or serve you or help you in that way that you're looking for.
I believe it's more. It's definitely that, and it's just if you
Is
want
that
to be
something that's
taken,
taught?
hold on. If you want to be taken care of, then you have to allow someone to take care of you. And if you want to be taken care of a certain way, then you have to teach someone how to take care of you. And all of these things take patience. So if you want a man to open the door in your early open conversations, when you get to meet this man, you say, I expect him to be a gentleman.
Right.
I expect him to open doors. And then when in that, he's going to do that. But when I get to the door, damn, at least be patient enough to let me come around you, because I'm walking behind. Let me come around you and open the door. Let me make my way to the door. You grab it and then you say, I didn't open it. And
that's the thing. It's like, I know you can do it yourself, but I want to do that for you.
Exactly. So and that's what I was.
I'm showing respect and love to you by doing that.
Are we teaching our kids that?
I don't know.
Is that taught?
I don't know what they teach their kids.
I definitely do.
Y'all were taught that, right?
Yeah.
Because
I love you, Mom.
Yeah, no doubt.
Shout out to the moms. Shout out to the moms.
Once again, you gotta want to learn, and you gotta
We
want to
need
be
them
that kind of man or woman. You gotta want to.
But you know what? I'm gonna just say this, man, and we're gonna move on. Our culture, in our music, in everything, our daily lives, we say, we get on here and preach that that's what we want, but when we listen to it and we go out, we imitate something else. So we can say, yeah, we want this man, this woman that takes care of us and cooks and cleans, but when we get to this Instagram and we scroll the feed and this whatever look like this and they say this and that, that's what we aspire to be like. So if you aspire to be like that, then you're not going to find what you're looking for with those aspirations.
Yeah, the influences, especially when you talk about culture, because
getting for the money, just head or like it's all
side
in the music.
chick, side dude, everything, everywhere.
All, you know what I mean? It's rampant. So like at this time, like when you young and in your youth, you always gravitate and imitate. So it's just like it's hard when you can say we raised a certain way, but our culture is changing.
That's a great point, Money. I think, like I said, it was a disservice that's being done to those who are coming up, because we are imitating what we see on an everyday scale. I mean, social media is everything.
Yeah, it is.
You check your phone 1,000 times a day. You live through your phone. Like you said, the people that you follow. I
travel through my social media.
I mean, come on.
I literally be watching other people's pictures, and I'll be like, did they tag the location?
So think about
I look
those
for new restaurants
who are
on my social media.
that.
Exactly. That part.
And we're definitely not, like you said, teaching that other way.
You know, we're showing just one only way, and
respect is not there no more, man. Nobody respect nobody.
You only respect your feelings.
I mean, but we also have it. I think then you have to start to define what respect is, because one thing to one person is definitely another thing to another person.
And see, that's the problem.
There is no through line. There is no baseline, like, what? You hugged my dude before you hugged me? Look, girl, you're not his friend. Don't come around here no more. Like, you know what I mean?
But do it
Kind of
matter?
stuff. But if that's what I feel is disrespect,
But see, do it matter though? Because at the end of the day, though,
because it's not being defined.
if I come through the door first, like if you,
I was raised that if there is a couple, I address that woman, and I couldn't. She ain't. I don't even got to know her, and she ain't my friend. He's my friend. I went to high school with him. I'm gonna hug her and speak to her first.
For sure.
Right.
That's respect. But I'm saying I define that as respect. Maybe he defines it as respect.
But hold on.
She may think it's disrespectful and being funny.
Let me tell you something.
So that's what I'm saying. We got to define what
As
respect
a man,
is.
you were taught to greet the woman of the house first when you come in, before the husband. So, like, as I hear what you're saying, so you say I'm gonna greet his wife, but like we are taught like this is the woman's haven.
Well, I mean, as the woman. I mean, as the man, I guess it's different.
You come in and you say hi to somebody's mama. You say hi to somebody's wife. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's my homeboy. But you better respect the woman of the house before first and foremost of everything.
Okay.
Like, so
the biggest thing though is
this is all taught. By the way, this is all taught. We talking about this, but this isn't being taught anymore.
Oh, that's what you. I see what you're saying.
Well, this was taught for us.
It's not being defined no more. Respect is no longer being defined.
I see what you guys are saying.
Yeah, so like if we're not defining this, like I thump my nephew's hand every single time he grabs something from his sister. Be nice, be kind, be gentle. But then I tell Arbery, did you open that door?
Right.
This is my niece and my nephew. She be like, he littler than me. He gonna learn how to open that big old door for his big sister.
Right.
And that's just how it's gonna be.
Like when kids come in the house and they come to your house, they don't just not speak and walk away. They gotta speak to the elders, then go sit down.
Right?
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? But you gotta teach that. You gotta teach that. Or kids will just sometimes I say, hey man, speak to your grandma.
Absolutely.
Hey, you know. It's just different.
Okay. Well,
it's so funny how social media kind of connects us, but then in person we're so disconnected.
We are disconnected because social media is a lie.
It is. It's definitely a facade.
It's the biggest scam.
Except for if you own bankable properties, we really live this.
Or conscious by nature.
Or conscious by nature because we conscious. We just want y'all to know we the realest thing out there.
Yeah.
No, but I agree with you.
So like, that it's hard right now. Man. We got anything else on tap?
You know what? We could talk about. All right. If you've seen Joe Biden's address.
Oh shit.
I mean,
can we edit my faces out of this?
Oh no. We're gonna let it ride. Infrastructure. He talks about infrastructure.
Kamala was in Cincinnati yesterday.
Okay, I'm about to get on her. I'm about to get at her. So after that, we get the reaction from the Republican Party. Tim Scott, senator, black senator, gets up there with his goofy self.
Tacone. Excuse me.
No doubt. And he says,
hear me clearly. America is not a racist country.
That there's no racism in America. And he gets on and speaks about that. And then, not too far after that, I see a response from Kamala Harris.
My first lady let me down.
Also stating that America is not racist.
Well, first of all, no, I don't think America is a racist country, but we also do have to speak truth about the history of racism in our country and its existence today. And I applaud the president for always having the ability and the courage, frankly, to speak the truth about it. He spoke what we know from the intelligence community. One of the greatest threats to our national security is domestic terrorism manifested by white supremacists.
She let me down.
So, January 6th is not racist?
Hey, can I just say before we get into
Let's go.
Play the video and tap dance for me one time. Okay. She stay tap dancing. This is what she does. Like the $15 minimum wage.
Straight up.
That's how you got on, and then you was the swing and decide and vote, and now we don't got it.
Ain't that crazy?
Whoa.
Yep.
And now you talking about there ain't no racism in America. Did you watch episode 23 of Conscious by Nature, Kamala Harrison? Have you seen it? You should watch it for real. Because then you would
Matter of fact,
actually learn
everybody
something.
just send her the link.
I mean, America was built on racist ideology and methodology, all the way from slavery, slave codes, Jim Crow, Reconstruction, Civil Rights era, all the way up to this summer. And for you to make a statement that there's no racism in America is totally ludicrous. You can say,
go ahead.
You can say that we have an issue with racism in America that we are trying to get a hold of. You can say anything else besides it doesn't exist. Kamala Harris, you are the daughter of an Indian woman and a Jamaican man. I know you've dealt with racism in your life. Your husband is a white man. And you can't tell me that you haven't dealt with issues from being in an interracial marriage. Those are all things that we can deal with. But you cannot state that there's no racism in America.
And go ahead.
I mean, that's just like saying, I mean, being colorblind. I don't see color. I don't see race. If you don't see race and you don't see color, then you don't see me. So you can't prioritize me. You can't. And then what really hurt is that it was like, you said tap dance, but it was like perpetuating the issue.
Yes.
It's not that it was just the racism is where we were born. We thrive still off of racism.
Systemic.
And it's like, you cannot ignore the fact women are paid less than men, but also Black people tend to not promote as fast in corporate organizations. That's why we create our own. But even then, when companies are bidding contracts, you'll see that the Black companies are disproportionately not getting these bids. And it's racism. Like, you have to create laws in order for me to be a Black woman minority business, in order for me to get the jobs.
When we talked about the stimulus,
You got to create laws for me to be me.
And the PPP loans that were going out to help small business, how many Black businesses have been just utterly destroyed and never seen again because they didn't even get those loans? Now, you can miss me. I know the difference between racism, discrimination, and prejudice. 3 different things.
3. There you go.
Okay?
Set them up.
Now, we talk about, now if they're going to say that race doesn't exist, because I got a whole show about racism as a social construct, because the term is not real. It was created. There was a law made. Virginia slave codes.
Preach.
Okay? But being that we live in this reality, I'm Black and you're white, means something. The fact that we have statistics and data that show, like you said, disproportionately, the fact that we can't get loans, the fact that we can't get the ability to get many things in our lives, shows that race is an issue. The fact that people want to still live and long for the Confederate society.
Oh my goodness. Come on.
Shows you that racism exists. We talk about January 6th right away. They going into the Capitol building with Confederate flags because they yearn for the past.
That is treason.
That's what Make America Great Again means to me.
That's exactly what it means.
Treason.
That's exactly what it means.
You yearn for the past when you had it the way you wanted, but you already got everything.
Now, you know what they don't got?
What's that?
They don't got free labor. They don't got plantations. They want that life back. They don't want no back talk. They would rather have all these slaves out here and have the NFL. And every NFL player is a slave. And then that way you ain't got to pay them millions and millions and put them in contracts and shoes and money and all this. That's why. Wild. That's what it is.
It's wild. I seen, there's a guy, older white guy. And for the past 3 weeks, he put 2 signs in his lawn. One says, woke sucks. And the other one is the little round circle with the line through it that says cancel culture, like no cancel culture. So you don't want people to be awoke or conscious to the fact that we're challenging these old racist systemic ideologies. That's what it is. That's what the woke thing is right now. That people are challenging things that are negative, whether it's gender inequality and discrimination. It's all being brought to the forefront. And the people that we're canceling are the people who stuck to this old time mindset that, hey, I can harass this woman at work and she don't got to say nothing, and nothing can happen to me. I can treat this person badly, or treat an Asian person badly, or a person of color. People are standing up to these things. But that guy that I drive by every day says, why are we trying to challenge things like that? We need America to be the same it's always been.
No, we need to go back.
We need to go back.
We need to go back.
But the crazy thing is, money, is that it was, even when there were slaves, it wasn't about, even for the white people, it wasn't about really black and white. You was either a rich white person or a poor white person. And it's like today you gotta recognize they just don't like the fact that some of y'all are black, wealthy, and gifted.
Look,
how dare you?
Yeah.
When there's poor white trash over here still.
Mm-hmm.
No, we want them to have before you have, with your talented, running fast self, with your highly intellectual self out here doing poems at inaugurations and whatnot. How dare you have all of that opportunity?
You remember affirmative action? I mean, we were just asking for them to give us the opportunity to have scholarships at these schools, where you had less than 2% of the entire university population being anyone of an African American lineage. And I would see white people saying, how come they get to have affirmative action? How come they're getting a free education? And I'm like, man, we can't have nothing. Harvard was already less than 2% black.
I went to a PWI.
Yes.
And I was a part of a program they called the Higher Education Opportunity Program. Shout out to that program. I have nothing bad to say about it because I got a $60,000 education for free.
Let's go.
Okay. But it would be crazy being, they called us HEOP students, because that's whatever the acronym is. It was crazy being a HEOP student on campus. It was literally like a pool of 35 of us that came from as top performing high schoolers.
Top performing high schoolers.
Valedictorian, salutatorian.
Gotta be the best.
We had to be the top to even get affirmative action.
For sure.
Right? And then we get on campus, and first of all, before we came on campus, we had to do summer school. I done graduated high school. They said in order for you to perform with the rest of these kids, you have to come to school before them. We need to get you on the same page. So we had page. We had summer school. Then we get on campus and they call us HEOP students. So, you have your regular classes and your AP classes. This is the craziest thing. This is where racism definitely exists, baby. The economics professor my junior year, no, was it junior? It was sophomore year, said my name, Ms. Banks. And she looked next to my name and I didn't even know it was identifiable. But she was like, oh, I've never had a HEOP student in my class. Now, mind you, I'm the polka dot sitting in the front with the cutest binder that matched my pencils in my book bag. President, was I the president then? Well, I was like really known as one of the BS Union, or the Black Student Union. So I'm known. I'm cute, got my little heels on. I'm ready to learn. And this is an AP, this is an advanced course.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this bitch just called me black in front of everybody. The entire semester, they were like, Renee get extra help on her homework. The only reason why she got an A in this class is because she a HEOP student.
Oh man.
I grinded harder than you, bro. And then the crazy thing is affirmative action ain't even, that's not the ticket.
Right.
That's just walking the door.
Right.
Gotta work.
I still gotta work. I get
hard.
extra help. Yeah, extra help. AKA I'm studying longer than you are to take the same test. I just got a better grade because I committed more. But I'm still at the disadvantage.
Yes, and it's like you have to work so much harder. This is the things I tell my kids all the time.
And go to work. And you know what I mean? And study.
And unbeknownst to her or not,
I could have followed
Her
that
calling
day.
you a HIOP student gave them a way to discriminate against you. You was in there. You was in the class. Many of us who go to school, or even in our work life, you may be the only one. In college, I was always the only one or two in my class, and I go all over Ohio State or wherever I'm at. I mean, we're just used to that.
Right.
It ain't even nothing to us. And my job is the same thing.
They couldn't thrive the way we do in our situation.
So racism definitely exists, and to hear
Madam Vice President
say that
That's
it's really disheartening.
hurt.
You know, I wore my blazer and chucks for like 2 weeks straight with my denim jeans.
AKA,
I was so excited. That's
Howard
crazy.
University.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, you know better.
It really was.
You
a
know
tap
better.
dance.
It's almost
It was a slap in the face.
Yeah, man, you got to do better.
I expect that from him.
Yeah,
but you can't do that.
That's been the song he been singing. You know what I mean?
He gonna keep singing that song.
And
because
I think
He
that
look like he's straight out of Get Out anyway.
Man, his eyes.
I think he
are
was
awful.
in it.
Did
He
you
was
see
in
his
it.
eyes?
I seen it. He was on auction.
He
It
looked
was
weird.
him.
He looked weird.
He was in the back. He was
Somebody
on
need
auction.
to slap him in the back
All
of
right,
the head.
man. So,
I think she definitely needs to be held accountable. I think.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. We were going to get up out of here.
I'm sorry, but
No,
I need my VP to be held
Yeah, go
accountable.
Yeah,
She was in my city. She was in a black-owned. Shout out to the black-owned boys in Cincinnati and Means. This young man actually got to announce the draft for
the
Bengals
pick?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And he
That's awesome.
owns the coffee shop that she had her meeting with our mayor in yesterday.
Awesome.
So shout out to that young black king doing his thing.
For sure.
But to be like in the epicenter of where all things black and cultured in our city happens, and that's it. And it didn't feel as special to me. I was more excited about the owner than I was about her being there, because it was just like, she don't really represent me no more. She has to be held accountable. We expect stuff like that from Biden.
Yeah.
We expect that from the senator.
Right.
But when we talk about that voice of change, this is why y'all have to vote. Y'all have to keep y'all ear on the ground. Y'all got to pay attention to these addresses, because they affect us. They affect us.
Yeah, just because we got the president in there and he ain't the orange dude no more,
they still
got to be involved.
They still breaking all the rules.
Still
breaking all the rules.
Yep.
We not represented just because she's there.
No.
Being present is just there.
Right.
You just there.
And anyway,
I need you to make a change,
She's on the other side now. She's on the other side. Not that she's just there. She's playing for the other team.
That part.
Come on, man. You know what? D. Lamar, man, take us up out of here.
So, once again, thank you for joining us. Make sure you hit that like button, comment, and subscribe.
Yes.
And happy Mother's Day from Conscious by Nature to my mother, to my beautiful wife, baby doll, and to my mother-in-law in California. Happy Mother's Day. Black Fathers Matter. TP the Genius. We'll see you next week. I know you out there at the HBCU getting your daughter together, Central State University. Let's go.
Miss Renee Banks, thank you for joining us.
Yay.
Take us out of here.
What I'm saying when I leave.
Whatever you want to say. Plug yourself.
Yeah.
Plugging myself.
Yes.
Okay.
Business.
How about this?
Okay.
Young black entrepreneurs. Sending so much love to y'all. I love to be a part of that group. My name is Renee Banks. I am a real estate investor and the owner of Bankable Properties. You can find me on Instagram, Bankable Properties LLC _. You can follow me, Miss_Banks_ I am on Instagram. Watch some of my demo videos, some of my I'm renovating bathrooms and kitchens. And young women, if you're trying to learn some homeowners skills, hit me up, and I'm taking people, or I'm accepting customers for renovations on your floors.
All right.
That's me. Thanks for having me, gentlemen. Yeah. Always a blessing to be in the presence of kings.
And the queen.
Well, that's it for us today at Conscious by Nature. Thank you, Miss Renee Banks, for joining us. I told you she was conscious, everybody. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy
Mom,
Mommy's Day.
I love you so much.
I love you, Mom.
My wife Saida, I love you so much.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law Halima, happy Mother's Day. Anna Bahebek. This has been Conscious by Nature. Everybody stay conscious.
Peace.